Here are all the power plants on Earth. And China is one of them. Wind power, thermal power. The country with the largest installed hydropower capacity. When all his power plants start up together, the total electricity produced every year is nearly 1/3 of all human beings. Is that enough electricity? Take Jiangsu province as an example. During the day, electricity demand is extremely uneven during the day and night, and in a year, every hot summer and cold winter, power loads have soared significantly. Can imagine, when peak electricity consumption in all provinces adds up, how enormous the pressure on the entire grid will be. Yes, we have built the world scale, largest power supply system, but powering 1.4 billion, still facing challenges. In 2024, we have experienced human memory, hottest summer ever recorded. Unusual high temperature, let the electricity consumption of 17 provinces across the country match, breaking records one after another. And then, can help people relieve electricity stress. The first is coal power plants. Because he can generate electricity as long as he turns it on, and the power can be flexibly adjusted. So from Shaanxi, mining farms in major provinces such as Inner Mongolia and Shaanxi, to the railway connecting the four sides, are working overtime, not working at full speed. But he always has an empty decision. Currently, despite the role of coal in China's power mix, still irreplaceable. For example, 2023, coal power is used for 40% of the country's installed capacity, generates 60% of the country's electricity. But as long as coal is burned, dust and many greenhouse gases are bound to be produced. So for a long time, people are looking for ways to make coal clean. Thoroughly clean. Such as when burning, mix coal and ammonia in the knots. Reduce coal use at source. For example, when generating electricity, make coal-fired units more efficient. You guess, this coal-fired generator set needs to generate 1 kilowatt of electricity. How much coal? The answer is 256 grams, equivalent to the weight of half a bottle of mineral water, like the smoke he emits. After separating the commission, get food-grade carbon dioxide. It can also be collected and injected directly into the ground, while sequestering the smoke. It can also drive oil out of rock formations. At the same time, people are also constantly seeking more, cleaner alternative electricity. In the past 10 years, wind power, hydropower, a clean energy core composed of optoelectronics, etc., is attacking the city at an unstoppable speed. Today's share of China's power structure, close to 1/3. Right in every store you use right now. On average, 13.6% comes from water energy, 9.4% comes from wind energy, 6.2% from solar energy, but want to develop and utilize them. But not a smooth road. This is Jiangsu. Natural conditions along the coast. Endowed him with unique wind energy resources and stretches of coastline and lush tidal flats and wetlands. Developed for wind power, provides an excellent geographic space. But including wind power, the development of clean energy is not smooth sailing because of the wind and light used to generate electricity. Purely watch the sky to eat, and water energy depends on the wind and water agent of the river. So, clean energy electricity is inherently volatile, random, intermittent. Once connected to the grid, it is very likely to have an impact on the power system. Is it possible to invent a big battery? Store excess electricity during peak power generation. Wait until the trough to send it out. Can't this turn unstable into stable? Of course, except for these small batteries, combined into a super large battery. Scientists with open minds also invented all kinds of giant power banks. This is the highest water power bank in the world. By pumping the water to a high place, the gravitational potential energy that turns electrical energy into water is stored. This is the country's first gravity block power bank. By moving the gravity block to a high place, turn electrical energy into gravitational potential energy and store it. This is the world's first non-ancient combustion air power bank. By putting air, compressed into underground caves hundreds of meters deep, turn electrical energy into air and store it. Or by electrolyzing water, put electricity, convert to another clean energy source for easy storage. Clean. With the blessing of these giant power banks, former wind power, optoelectronics, large clean energy bases such as hydropower have been transformed. Became like this. It can even be composed like this. A superpower base. In this way, people can also depend on factors such as the weather to predict the generation of clean energy, so as to actively adjust the power generation of coal power plants, to balance the volatility of clean energy, to ensure a stable supply of electricity. Want to get this clean energy electricity out? We also need a net. One can load the power supply. Energy storage fluctuates with clean energy. A new type of grid with live regulation. Three Gorges Project, the world's largest water conservancy project. But very few people know, except for this magnificent dam on the hill not far away. Those seemingly inconspicuous transmission towers and power lines also created another unprecedented Chinese miracle. When they connect the Three Gorges with Jiangsu, Three Gorges and Shanghai, Three Gorges and Guangdong Time also became the national grid and the first interconnection channel of China's southern power grid. Plus, it continued to expand later, growing high pressure, high voltage lines. It has now become the world's largest power grid. However, even China, one of the most developed provincial power grids, Jiangsu Power Grid, when we take it apart, you will see that there is an AC line here. With DC line, there are also various voltage levels, plus 99% of Jiangsu's wind power and 67% of photovoltaic power generation does not exist north of the Yangtze River. The electricity load is mainly concentrated in the south of the Yangtze River. So, when clean electricity comes into the grid, in order to make them fluctuate irregularly, energy storage with other power plants, accurate matching of electrical load, an upgrade has been fully launched. This is the world's largest communication revolution under construction, HVDC transmission project. By putting the original AC line, after being converted into a DC line with stronger transmission capacity, power transmission capacity can be increased by 6 times. Let the power transmission from north to south of Jiangsu to the present more unobstructed, and the power channel across the Yangtze River like this. 8 have also been built in Jiangsu. This is the Baihetan to Jiangsu built in 2022. UHVDC engineering. Among them, the receiving station on the Jiangsu side is particularly special. He is like a cistern. Both water and electricity imported from outside the province. After adjusting the power, it is transported to the province. It can also pull the rich electricity in northern Suzhou, allocated to South Suzhou. Realize the north-south household registration in the Suzhou area, and is upgrading. Not only has a strong backbone grid, there is also a smart distribution network that connects users, where the distribution of electricity becomes smarter. For example, with the help of such a platform, can predict in advance power generation of photovoltaic power stations, thereby ensure power dispatch during peak power consumption periods. Not only that, more and more villages, they are all turning into photovoltaic bases one by one. As rooftop photovoltaics are connected to the grid in an orderly manner, it not only improves the adjustment capacity of the power grid, villagers can also have long-term stable income. But these are not enough. We also have smart microgrids scattered all over the place. For example, in the country's largest vehicle network interactive demonstration area, your new energy vehicle can be used during peak electricity consumption, reverse charge the grid, relieve grid pressure, like a mobile power bank for the grid. And in this industrial park, through the planning of the power company, photovoltaic power station here, energy storage power station, charging station production workshop, etc. are integrated into a small grid. Realize self-production and self-sales of electricity in the entire park. More subtly, throughout Suzhou, hundreds of these parks are being combined into a larger system. In addition to meeting their respective electricity needs, the given electricity can also be fed to the grid, like giving the grid, equipped with a virtual power plant. You want these grids? Run efficiently. Can't live without one. And information networks in every corner. This is our ground inspector. This is the sky inspector. They formed an all-weather, intelligent inspection team. The efficiency is increased by 60% compared to manual labor. And this is the country's first new digital grid. Use him to collect all kinds of data remotely. Digital management of Jiangsu power grid in the cloud. just digitizing. Intelligent, under the blessing of emerging technologies such as the internet, even if Jiangsu lacks coal, oil, and gas, but can be used flexibly. All available power resources. Then here you will find powering 1.40 billion. What we need, more than just cleaner power plants. It is also an energy storage power station with more brain holes. It is an all-round upgrade of the power grid. All in all, what we need is a safer, new power systems that are greener and more economical. Hard to imagine. Over 70 years ago, even if we try our best, the average person can only get 9 kilowatt-hours of electricity per year. Put it today, only enough for you to use for 3 days. At that time, we wanted to put more people on electricity. So it took 29 years. Finally realized the popularization of electricity in large and medium-sized cities. Later, we wanted the whole country to use it. So it took another 37 years. Finally lit up every city, every village, become the only one in the world, a country with electricity for all. Today, we also want to make it easier for everyone. Cleaner use of electricity. So, this nationwide power system upgrade, resolutely open. According to the plan, by 2045, the whole of China will complete this upgrade. But that's not enough. Because as long as human civilization is still rolling forward, this path of energy exploration will never reach the end.